Hello guys, let us look at this example of trigonometry. So it says what? It says figure 8 shows a symmetrical roof truss. Ne? So basically when we hear this word symmetrical, so symmetrical it means that this side is actually the same with this other side. So symmetrical it actually means that if I have let's say this is just a beam or something. So at the middle of that beam, this part on the left will be actually the same with the part on the right. So this is what is meant by symmetrical. So this side on the left is actually the same as this side on the on the right. So when you flip them together, they will just close like a book. So that is symmetrical. So that is what they say about symmetrical. So from the statement symmetrical, we will just know that, okay, so this side of the triangle is symmetrical to this side. So that means we also have the angle here as 65. And then we have the angle here as 40. So we know that because of what? Because of this roof thrust is symmetrical. So it's going to be 65, 65, 40, 40. And then we also know that AB will be equals to AF and then AC will be equal. So BD will be equal to DF just like that because this side is symmetrical to that side. That is the weight symmetrical. So when they say symmetrical, just know that one side is equals to one another side. That's it. So now it says that span BF has, they now say, okay, now the length of BF, it has how much? A length of 8 meters. So if BF has 8 meters, what does it mean? It means now you have BD, your BD is going to be how much? Your BD is going to be 4 meters. And then also your what? Your DE is going to be 4 meters. Okay? And then now they say what? They say uh, rafter AB, they call it rafter. Let's say now AB, the length of AB and AC are inclined at the angle of AB is this one is inclined at the angle of 40 and what AC is inclined at 60 respectively. And then they say find the length AF and DE. So we must find the length here. We must find AF and then we must also find DE. DE is this side. DE. Okay, they say now in this example, the critical weight is symmetrical. So symmetrical, that means it's just gonna float together. But then now just be aware now to say you can't say the BC is equal to CD or DE, or you can't say that. But then this line AD is the one that makes the shape to be symmetrical. So the side of this side of AD is equivalent to this side of AD. So that is symmetrical. It doesn't mean now the length of CD is equal to the length of BD, but it means now the length of DB is equal to the length of DF because this side is symmetrical. So now you will be right to say now DC is equal to DE because it's symmetrical. And then you will also be right to say BC is equal to EF because it's what? It's symmetrical. They're going to meet or align together when you fold your shape there. So now let's say now we want to answer the question and find what? And find, for example, the length of AF. We can find the length of AF because we can see now on this bigger triangle here, this bigger triangle here, A, DF. We have what? Let me just draw the triangle here. On that triangle ADF. So if you just separate ADF from there, you can see now you have your value at the bottom is DF. Remember they say symmetrical, and then BF is 8, so DF will be 4 meters. And then you have your angle 40 degrees. So remember, DF is adjacent to the angle, so you're going to use a cos so that you can find your hypotenuse side. So you can just say, right from the formula, to say, oh, cos of theta. Remember, cos of theta is equal to what? Cos of theta is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. So remember, the adjacent side to the angle is going to be this one at the bottom, and the hypotenuse side is going to be the one we're looking for, which is AF. So theta is going to be the angle 40. So you can just substitute everything there to say now cos of what? Cos of 40 degrees is equals to the adjacent side is how much? Is 4, and the hypotenuse side we know is AF. And then now from here, you know it's over 1. You can just do your math. You cross multiply. It's going to be AF cos of 40. And then this one here will multiply with the top. So it's going to be 1 multiplied by 4. So it's going to be 4. And then you divide both sides by cos of 40. You divide both sides by cos of 40. You divide both sides by cos of 40. So the value of AF is going to be how much? Let me put down the calculator. So don't forget to, if your calculator is in radians, make sure you change it to degrees because you are working with degrees. So it's going to be divided by cos of 40. So your answer AF is equals to 5.22 meters. So now you have your length of AF, which is equivalent to what? To 5.22. Question says now you must also find DE. So now you must find DE. So how are you going to find DE? So remember, it will be much easier if you can find the length of AD. Why? Because if you have the length of AD and you have the angle, that means it will be easier for you to find DE. You can use what is going to be opposite over adjacent, which is going to be tangent. So you will be having this side, and then that means it will be easier to find that side. So you must be able to find a way out of these trig functions or trigonometry. You must know how to use the trigonometric part. So now let's say we have, let me just write it here. So we have AF as how much? 5.22. And then there's a line here. There's a line which makes E here. So, but the good part is that they give us the angle here to say the angle is 65 because of symmetrical parts. And then the next question say we must find DE. So if we were to find DE, that means we have to find what? We have to find one of the side of this smaller triangle here. Look at this one, this AED, because you are looking for DE. So if we have one side of this triangle and the angle is already there, that means we can be able to find this length of DE. What is the easiest way to find the side, one side of this triangle? So we can see now we can find this side, which is AD, because we can use theorem of Pythagoras on this bigger triangle. So let me erase here. So on the bigger triangle, we can say now r squared is equals to x squared plus y squared. So remember, on the bigger triangle is ADF. So your hypotenuse is going to be this one and your adjacent is going to be this one. That means you will be able to find the length of AD. So now when you substitute, your hypotenuse side is 5.22 squared, equivalent to 4 squared is x. And then now what about this length here, AD? So it's going to be AD squared. So when you transpose this, you put on that side, it's going to be what? 5.22 squared minus 4 squared is equals to AD squared. So this, when you are here, you're just going to use mathematics, normal math, and then you use a square root, you apply a square root, and then you get the value of AD. So the value of AD is going to be equals to, let's say, square root of 5.22 squared minus 4 squared. So the value of AD, it will be how much? It will be 3.35 meters. So now you will be having your side here, which is 3.53, 3.35, which is your what? Which is your AD, 3.35. Okay, so let me just erase here. So you saw how we find that side. So after you found that side, you will be able to calculate what? DE. Because now you have one side of the triangle and you also have the angle. That means you can find the other side. So look at here, we have the opposite, we are looking for the adjacent side. So we can use what? We can use tangent theta. Let's write it here. We can use tangent theta, because tangent is equivalent to what? To opposite over adjacent. Yeah, adjacent. So now the opposite part will be what? Will be 3.35, and the adjacent part will be how much? Will be DE, what you are looking for. And then we have the angle of theta. So you can just substitute there to say tangent. What is the angle? The angle is given as 65. So it's 65 degrees. And then the opposite side is going to be what? It's going to be 3.35. So remember, this side is opposite to the angle. So what will be the adjacent side? It's going to be DE. So you just divide by DE. So now this one, remember, is over 1. So when you cross multiply, it's going to be DE tangent of 65 is equals to 3.35, and then you divide both sides by tangent 65 divided by tangent 65. So that means when you divide by tangent 65, your answer of DE will be equivalent to what? So remember, it's going to be what? Is 3.35 divided by tangent of 65. Please, I'm sorry about the handwriting. Yeah. So your answer, it will be how much? It will be 1.56 meters. So you would have answered the length of AF and the length of DE. Yes. So now let's look at these other questions here. Let's say now, figure 11A shows a symmetrical part of the bridge when X is a midpoint of A, B, C, D. Find the size of the angle. So now they're saying now a symmetrical part. This shape here of ours is symmetrical from the point X, from this point here X. That means when you fold here from point X, when you fold it this side, let's say for example you want to fold it this side, so this side will be the same as this side. So even if you make a center line at the center, that means this side, it will be the same as that side. So that is the symmetrical part of the bridge. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so now if this part is symmetrical, what does it mean? It means now this side will be equal to this side. So CX will be equal to DX. Because it cuts symmetrically. So now CA will be equal to DB. So even AB will be equal to CB. So that means now the angle here, angle at C, it will be equal to the angle at D. And then the angle here, it will be equal to the angle there. And then even here, the angle here will be equal to this one and this one. And even this one will be equal to that one. So now, this angle here will be equal to this angle, will be equal to that angle, equal to that angle, because of the symmetrical part. Even this one here, it will be equal to that one, equal to that one, and equal to that one, because of symmetry part. Even here, we're gonna have theta, because it's vertically opposite. And now also this side, it will be equal to that side. Not to say theta now, it's just a rectangle to show now. This angle here, it will be vertically opposite to that one. I hope the symmetry part makes sense. It divides everything into equal proportions. Okay. So now the question says what? It says we must find the size of the angle theta. So the angle theta is here, and then we are given what? If CD is equal to how much? CD is equal to 10, and then AC is equal to 18. AC is equal to 80 meters. Okay. So now let's look at this triangle here. This triangle here. Look at this triangle. You have this triangle here. When you look at this triangle, you have two sides. So you have this one and this one. And because of this, you can say this is a 90 degrees because of this symmetrical part. So this is a parallelogram, for example. So it will be 90 degrees there. This is 90 degrees. What does it mean? It means now you can find what? You can find your angle here. Your angle here, theta. Not theta, but you can just find this angle here. Let me just write it B. Because we are looking for theta here. Let me just make it a little bit larger so that you can see. We have this shape here. So because of this shape is symmetrical, and then we are given theta here. That means if you are given theta here, this theta will be equal to this theta here. And then we are given the side here CD. They say CD is 10. And then they say now AC is 18. So now from the symmetrical part, we know now this angle here, angle beta, it will be equal to the angle here. So if we find these two angles, we'll be able to find theta by using a sum of angles in a triangle. So if we find this one angle, that means we have found that angle because this angle is equal to that angle. Then we'll be able to find theta. I hope that makes sense. So from the triangle here, we can see this is a 90 degrees. So that means we can use tangent because tangent of beta here, it will be equal to opposite over adjacent. So you just use your tangent of theta is going to be equals to what? Opposite over adjacent. So remember the opposite part is going to be what? AC, which is 18, and then the adjacent part will be how much? Will be CD, which is 10. Remember, it's adjacent to the angle we are looking for, which is angle beta here. This angle is going to be 18. The adjacent part is going to be 10. So the angle here, it will be what? It will be angle beta. So angle beta. So now that means a tangent of beta is equals to how much? 18 divided by 10 is going to be 1.8. And then when you find your beta, you say second function of tangent. So second function of tangent 1.8, and then you get your angle beta. So second function tangent 1.8, second function tangent 1.8. So the answer is going to be how much? So if we're working with degrees, the answer is going to be 60, 60.95 degrees. Okay, so because we know the angle beta, that means this angle beta, we know it here. Then we can find the value of theta. So how can we find the value of theta? We're going to say what? Angle beta plus angle beta plus theta is equals to 180 degrees. Because of what? Is angles on a triangle. So you just substitute here. It's going to be 60.98 plus 60.98 plus theta is equals to 180 degrees. Simplify that on your calculator, you will get the value of theta being equals to, it's just going to be 180 minus 60.98 minus 60.98. So the answer of theta is going to be 58.04 degrees. Yes. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. And let's see now if ever we can get the last question there. So here we find theta on this one. So for number B, when we have to find theta, we're just gonna say, oh, what is this one here? So this one is gonna be opposite and this is gonna be adjacent. So if we have opposite and adjacent, we can use what? We can use tangent. We can just say tangent of theta is equals to opposite over adjacent. But now we're gonna substitute what we have. What is our theta here? Our theta is theta over 2. So we're gonna say it's tangent what? Is tangent theta over 2. Just substitute it as it is. And then now the opposite part, the opposite to an angle is going to be how much? It's going to be 5. And then the adjacent is going to be 9. So it's going to be 5 over 9. And then we say theta over 2. Theta over 2 second function, because we want to get here. It's going to be second function of what? Of 5 over 9. Okay, so second function of 5 over 9 is going to be what? So theta over 2 is going to be equals to 29.05. Now when you get the value of theta, you just cross multiply. It's going to be 1 multiplied by theta, which is theta, and then it's going to be 2 multiply by what? 2 multiplied by 29.05. So that theta is going to be how much? Multiplied by 2. It's just going to be pre-answer multiplied by 2. It's just going to be 58.11 degrees. Yes, thank you very much.